Supporting Operation Greenlight for Veterans. Whereas the residents of Cabarrus County have great respect, admiration, and the utmost gratitude for all of the men and women who have selflessly served our country and this community in the armed forces. And whereas the contributions and sacrifices of the men and women who served in the armed forces have been vital in maintaining the freedom and the way of life enjoyed by our citizens. And whereas Cabarrus County seeks to honor these individuals who have paid the high price for freedom by placing themselves in harm's way for the good of all. And whereas veterans continue to serve our community in the American Legion, veterans of foreign wars, religious groups, civil service, and the functioning as county service officers in 29 states to help fellow former service members access more than $52 billion in federal health, disability, and compensation benefits each year. And whereas approximately 200,000 service members transition to civilian communities annually, and whereas an estimated 20% increase of service members will transition to civilian life in the near future, and whereas the studies indicate that 44 to 72% of service members experience high levels of stress during transition from military to civilian life. And whereas active military service members transition from military service are at high risk for suicide during the first year after military service. And whereas the National Association of Counties encourages all counties, parishes, and boroughs to recognize Operation Greenlight for veterans. And whereas Cabarrus County appreciates the sacrifices of United States military personnel and believes specific recognition should be granted, therefore be it resolved in designation as a green light county for veterans, Cabarrus County hereby declares from October through Veterans Day, November 11th, 2022, a time to salute and honor the service and sacrifice of our men and women in uniform transitioning from active duty. Therefore be it further resolved that in observance of Operation Greenlight, Cabarrus County encourages its citizens in patriotic tradition to recognize the importance of honoring all those who made immeasurable sacrifices to preserve freedom by displaying a green light in a window on their place of business or residence, adopted this 17th day of October, 2022.
Thank you. Commissioners, you've heard the resolution. Do I hear a motion to approve as presented? Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. That motion passes. And I think that National Associations of Counties, as well as our North Carolina Association of County Commissioners, is encouraging everybody to burn green lights. I think there is a specific start date to that. It's something
November the 7th through the 13th.
November 7th through 13th. I think we missed that in our proclamation. But it is my understanding that they do have a supply of green light bulbs at Lowe's and probably at some other places as well, but I did hear them specifically mentioned. So hopefully we'll have a lot of folks in our community that will participate by burning those green lights.